This is Blake Temez with the Blake Temez podcast, where I speak as a Catholic layman to Catholic laymen about missional living, wisdom cultivation, and legacy building in service of Christ and his bride, the Church. Thanks for being here. Lent is an awfully good time to reflect on one's own mortality, and that's made evident in the liturgy for Ash Wednesday, when many Catholics and also non-Catholics who go to an Ash Wednesday liturgy or Mass hear the words, "Remember you are dust, and to dust you shall return." It's a sobering line, one that gestures towards Adam's creation by God out of the earth, and of course alluding to each of us returning to the earth in our burial. Reflection on mortality has a lot of benefit for orienting ourselves and our actions in this life. And there are different ways to carry out that reflection. They all can be gathered under this theme of Memento Mori, to remember one's death. It's been said that medieval monks would keep skulls in their cells or on their desks as a way to prompt that Memento Mori. Another saint that uses this theme is Saint Ignatius of Loyola, where, in speaking of discernment, he recommends, when faced with a decision, imagining what it would be like to come face to face with Christ at the end of one's life and presenting to him one decision or the other, imagining what that interaction would be like if one chose A or if one chose B. So that Memento Mori exercise, calling for a imaginational, an imaginary experience of one's particular judgment. Now, of course, this Lenten emphasis on mortality and limit is for a purpose that points beyond itself. It's the beginning of a reflection, not the entire reflection. And Ash Wednesday finds its reason for being in the Feast of Easter. Easter being a commemoration not simply of the resurrection, but of all of Christ's paschal mystery, by which he made himself a bridge, a way between this fallen world and life eternal, relationship with the Father. And so Christianity carries this deep capacity for holding the mystery of mortality and transforming it into a hope and expectation for a more excellent, full, real life beyond the present one. When we apply these thoughts to the areas of men's spirituality or masculine development, it's extremely significant for a man when, well, regardless of his age, to ponder his death and what his encounter with Christ at his judgment will be like. Not as a way of some type of scare tactic being used on oneself, but as a clarifying reflection, as a motivator, as a way to reorient, and also as a source for hope when that reflection on death is kept in sight of the entire movement of Christ's Paschal mystery. So Lent is a very rich time, regardless of what one has given up or taken on. And even beyond Lent, there's good reason to occasionally reflect on one's death, the promise of life to come, and what needs to be realigned or brought back into right order with God's will in order to make the most of our present life and be sure that it's preparing us for even more excellent things in life to come. Questions of mortality and eternal life and the life to come are an endless source of contemplation and conversation, but I'll leave it there for today. As always, thank you for your time and attention, and God bless you. Peace. If you're a young Catholic man or a mentor, missionary, or minister who works with them, or even just a concerned figure in their life, a parent, uncle, whoever it might be on the lookout for the release of a short guide that I'm putting together called Brothers by Blood: How to Forge a New Path for Catholic Manhood. In it, I'll expand on some of the topics in this podcast and give you some points of reflection to see about how you can be a part of a movement that empowers men and brings them to their full potential for their sake and also for the benefit of the church and, by extension, the benefit of all society. So, again, thank you for being a part of this, and look out for more information about the release of my guide in episodes to come.